you are in South Africa illegally, voluntarily deport yourself now back to your country of origin before we arrest you and ban you from entering South Africa ever again.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Illegal immigration in South Africa is no longer just a talking point, it's a crisis. A recent video showing foreign nationals crying, praying, and even singing while being deported has gone viral. But instead of sympathy, it sparked a very serious question among South Africans. Why are they crying when they knew they were here illegally to begin with? The woman filming even showed herself as she was crying, as if she was being removed from her own country, not caught trespassing in someone else's. Let's break down the reality behind the emotion, the deportation stats, and the political games surrounding illegal immigration in this country.
Before sunrise this morning, Home Affairs launched Operation New Broom in District 6 in Cape Town, where illegal immigrants are among those who have occupied land that must be restituted to the victims of forced removal. The 25 arrests this morning are just the beginning, as we focus on urban hotspots across South Africa using technology to identify, arrest, convict, and deport illegal immigrants occupying public spaces. If you are in South Africa illegally, voluntarily deport yourself now back to your country of origin before we arrest you and ban you from entering South Africa ever again.
According to reports from the Department of Home Affairs, 46,898 illegal foreigners were deported in the 2024-25 financial year. That's an 18% increase from the previous year. That's more than France and Germany combined, yet our borders are still bleeding. It sounds impressive, sure, but what's the point of deporting people when we all know many of them will sneak back in through the same porous borders within weeks? And each deportation costs South Africa about 2,670 Rand per person. For context, that's more than what many vulnerable South Africans get in monthly social support. In that viral video, we saw women crying, devastated, as if something unfair was being done to them. But let's be honest, you're in a country illegally. You've had access to services you didn't pay for. You've broken the law. What exactly are you crying for? It's not cruelty, it's consequences. South Africans are tired. Our clinics are overcrowded, our schools are full, and now we must carry the emotional weight of people who knew what they were doing was wrong. No. So what's the government doing? Enter the Border Management Authority and Operation New Broom, a recent campaign that saw increased roadblocks, raids, and deportations across the country. They've had some success, especially during Easter and festive season operations. But let's be honest, these are not long-term solutions. Until corruption is rooted out and infrastructure is overhauled, it's all temporary. Now let's talk about something that sparked a lot of debate and anger in recent months. Is the Democratic Alliance quietly benefiting from illegal immigration? Opposition parties like Action SA, the Patriotic Alliance, and even ANC-aligned voices have accused the DA of tolerating or even facilitating the presence of undocumented foreigners. The claim is that the DA turns a blind eye to illegal immigration because big business, especially in the agricultural, hospitality and construction sectors, relies on that cheap, exploitable labor. Let's look at what is being said and what the facts show. Critics argue that the DA governs in some of the wealthiest provinces and metros, the Western Cape, parts of Gauteng and formerly Nelson Mandela Bay. And in these areas, there are high concentrations of undocumented foreign workers, particularly in farms, restaurants, private homes, and informal trade. Action SA's Herman Mashaba and other critics have said, "You'll never hear the DA calling for mass deportations or raids in affluent suburbs. Why? Because illegal labor keeps costs low, and it's their voter base that benefits." The critics point to the DA's resistance to aggressive crackdowns like Operation Dudula or even calls for tighter border enforcement. The DA instead often frames the immigration issue as a Home Affairs failure, a national problem, not one of provincial or municipal responsibility. To be fair, the DA has publicly stated that it supports legal immigration and believes in efficient border control. It blames the ANC government for failing to process asylum applications properly, failing to secure the borders, and for allowing the immigration system to collapse. The DA's argument is, we don't want illegal immigration. We want functional systems so that only those who are legally here can stay. They have proposed things like border technology, more funding for the BMA, and faster asylum decisions. But critics say that's not enough, and that the DA is too quiet on the enforcement side. For example, while Action SA supports the physical removal of undocumented people from public spaces, and the Patriotic Alliance wants them barred from public hospitals and public schools, the DA rarely ever makes such statements, possibly out of the fear of being called xenophobic, or perhaps due to the economic impact on their support base. Let's be honest, whether it's in Cape Town, Johannesburg, or Pretoria, undocumented labor is cheap. It's also convenient for many upper and middle class homeowners who don't want to pay UIF, sick leave, or minimum wage. And this isn't just a DA issue. You'll find ANC voters, EFF supporters, and everyone in between benefiting from undocumented labor in one way or another. But the DA gets singled out more often because of where they govern, wealthier areas where this labor demand is much higher. At the end of the day, the immigration debate in South Africa is deeply political and deeply economic. Whether it's the ANC, DA, or any other party, South Africans need to start asking, who benefits from illegal immigration? Because it's clearly not the struggling citizens waiting at clinics, fighting for jobs, or living in overcrowded communities. South Africa is at a crossroads. Deportation alone isn't enough. We need stronger borders, tougher enforcement, and leaders who work for us, not foreign interests. So as we head into the June 2025 holidays, remember this.
Why did you arrest illegal South Africans?
Zimbabwe enforces its laws. We are not a banana republic.
Emotion doesn't change the law. Illegal is illegal, no matter how loud the crying gets. Watch the video on your left to see Operation Dudula blocking illegal foreigners from entering clinics. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Until next time.